kick off the intro?
Yeah, we got new packs.
New packs.
Love it. It's always fun when you get new packs.
So a shout out, Waymark Gear reached out to us and was like, do you guys want some packs?
Of course.
And we're like, yeah. So we got two of the fresh, new, revamped models of the THRU and the LITE pack from Waymark Gear.
Yep.
If you're not familiar with Waymark Gear, they're so hot on Instagram right now.
So hot right now.
So hot on Instagram. They're a cottage vendor out in Utah. Our buddy Devin, who you might know as Backcountry Exposure, works out there for them. And yeah, we were very excited. We've been hearing about these packs. We know a lot of people that use these packs, and more importantly, they harness a new kind of technology that we have a video on that's not out yet, but it will be. So they're making these packs out of a new material. They redesigned them entirely and kind of the version 2.0. So we took them last weekend down to Red River Gorge just to play with them. Shot a bunch of B-roll. So this is just going to be like our first thoughts.
Yeah.
But first,
yeah, you need to do a few things.
you got to do a few things. You got
to like
you
this.
don't have to.
No, you have to. No, you have to. You have to. You need to like this video. You need to subscribe, obviously. You need to subscribe to our podcast, Backcountry BSing. You need to rate us.
Podcast.
Yeah, you need to rate us on iTunes as well. So
That helps us out.
yeah, it helps us
I
out.
want some merch too.
Yeah, buy merch as
Check
well.
the merch
It's
out.
a great Christmas
Yeah,
present.
it's great Christmas. Yeah. Merry Christmas from your favorite Schill Brothers outdoor piece of gear.
Yes.
Andy and I got different packs, so we're going
Yeah.
to kind of break up and talk about them separately, kind of what we like, our initial impressions, and then we'll revisit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the pack that I got, the Waymark LITE. Now, the reason why I went with the LITE versus the THRU, it's pretty simple. So right now, in my pack arsenal, prior to getting this pack, I have two packs. I have a 40-liter LITE AF Curve 40, and I have a Z-Packs Arc Hull 60. So 50-liter pack for me, it was kind of perfect, like right in the middle. And the use case for this pack for me is it's never going to come on the super lightweight, like summer packs, like quick, easy trips where I'm trying to stay like under a pack weight of 25 pounds. But what I wanted to get this pack for was winter trips, and specifically winter hot tent trips. In the winter, I've found it's helpful to have a pack that's a lot tougher. The reason being, we've got ice, we've got snow. Sometimes I fall in the winter. Also in the winter, this is something you don't really think about, but in the winter, when you're just like brushing up against stuff like trees, everything is a lot harder and sometimes covered in ice. So having like a pack that's a lot more beefy and durable helps a lot in the winter. And I wanted the bigger 50-liter size because for hot tent trips, you need a bigger pack. You're taking a lot more stuff. And I wanted a pack, one, that had a frame, because when you're taking heavy winter loadouts, having a frame like really helps. And two, just having a bigger pack helps because you got to take things like potentially a saw, potentially an axe, hot tent, stove. The tent itself is huge. So that's why I went with the 50 versus the 40. Real quick, first impressions of this pack. First, and we've kind of talked about it, I've been very impressed with how beefy this pack is. Now, it's a heavier pack, it's 36, 37 ounces versus the Z-Packs Arc Hull is about 30 ounces. So it's heavier than the Arc Hull and slightly smaller, but you make up with that for beefiness. This EcoPak is really tough. I'm really impressed with that. The buckles and everything are just like a lot beefier than something that what Z-Packs uses. Another thing that I've been really impressed with is how padded the hip belt is, and specifically that pad that they put in the lower part of your back. I've never seen a pack do that. Put a padded thing like on the actual pack itself, not just on the hip belt. So between the padding on the hip belt and the padding on the lower part of your back, it's like a really comfortable pack. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about the huge I'm calling it a quiver pouch in my head. That's not the right term. So on this pack, like what you'd call the water bottle pouches, they're not equally sized. So I've seen this before. Gossamer Gear did something like this on their Gorilla pack. They basically have a pouch on the side, on the one side that's way bigger than the other side. And at first I was like, I don't know what I'm going to use that for. But this past weekend I was putting my tent in it, And it was pretty nice to have a huge pouch on the outside, because normally, like for the water bottles, I only need one pouch that's kind of small. I don't need two kind of equally sized pouches. That doesn't really make sense to me. So it was cool having a really big pouch on the outside. I liked that. I put my 10 in there. I was not sure how much I'd like the V strap. So on our other packs, on the LITE AF and the Z packs, we have a system to put stuff on the outside bottom of the pack, you know, like a typical, when you think of a backpacking pack where like your foam roll would go, like that kind of area on the bottom of the pack. So they don't have this on the pack. Instead, they have a Y strap coming over the top of the pack, and that works fine, honestly. I had no issues with that. And then additionally, they have loops for ice axe and trekking poles, and I was like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, but you can actually use those loops to put a chair. So I was not missing, you know, what we call the SBO V loop on the bottom. I wasn't missing that as much as I thought I would, because between the Y strap on the top and then the little toggles for the trekking poles and the ice axe, I was able to stow my chair, stow everything, like super easy. I like having the chair on the outside of the pack, and I like having the 10 on the outside of the pack. And so between the quiver pouch and the various accessories on the top and on the side of this pack, it was really easy to do that. I also really like the water bottle pouch that they have, and I've used like 4 different water bottle pouches now. I've used Mountain Laurel Designs one. I have a Z-Packs one. I've used a bunch. This one's awesome. I like how I think they make it out of Lycra. It works really well. Andy was able to put a 1 liter in there. It was tough, but he was able to do it. But I really liked the water bottle pouch. And even though I only have one, I really like the hip belt pouches. They're really big. They're bigger than the Z-Packs one. They're bigger than the LITE AF one. So really happy with that. So for my pack specifically, granted, I've only taken it on 1 trip, but I'm really happy with it so far. You know, literally the only downside is it's a lot heavier than some of my other packs. Not a lot heavier. It's like 10 ounces heavier than the Arc Haul, but super comfortable and super beefy. And I'm really excited to take this out in the winter.
All right. So I got the THRU 40 liter framed in EcoPak. And I think weight wise, it's like 36 to 39 ounces. I put some accessories on it already just to like see how well they work. First thing that I noticed about this pack right off the bat is how slim it is. And I think that's awesome. So it's tall and slim in my opinion, for a 40 liter, which is perfect. That's exactly what I was going for. I was looking for a 40 liter framed pack because I wanted a smaller volume to carry my winter stuff and then be able to carry some heavier weights in it. So just like starting on the outside of the pack, I got this. I got the option for this style of mesh on it, which feels really rigid and stiff, which is really nice. I've had some other packs where I tear this quite often, so hopefully this doesn't tear. I don't think it will. It's pretty stiff. There's one theme that Kevin and I will talk about is these we use the phrase bomb proof. Like these are heavy duty, like built to be rugged, and so like that you'll notice that. Another interesting things about this pack, I think these are ice axe loops or trekking pole holders or whatever you want them to be, where you can lash your trekking poles or ice axe to the side of your pack. I actually put my chair across there. I think that's kind of cool. It doesn't have a place like lashing on the bottom where we typically put chairs. So put it right there, worked great. We also have like the V strap on the top. I think those are made like to help assist in carrying bear canisters. But it's really nice because you can put your chair, you could put food, whatever, and tighten it down with like a V strap. I've never had a V strap before. I remember I bought the accessory for the Arc Haul, but I never used it. So just continuing on the outside of the pack, it of course has 2 really deep and large side pouches, pretty standard, solid. Like I don't know what else to comment about them. They hold a lot of stuff. One on each side. There's also some cord on the side just to lash stuff down. Pretty standard too. To tighten it up, and you can even compress the pack. So you can lash stuff, you can compress the pack, whatever floats your boat. The shoulder straps, they are beefy. They are squishy, which is awesome. They're very comfortable. I have no issues whatsoever with the shoulder straps. They were awesome. We also have one of these shoulder strap pouches. I would say hands down for an optional shoulder strap pouch that you can buy and use separately. This is the nicest one I've used so far. It's got like the stretchy mesh fabric. I think it's like a Lycra or something like that. It is convenient. It's easy to get stuff in and out quickly. It holds stuff in there very well. It's got a nice little feature where you can quickly pull stuff. It does hold a 1 liter water bottle, but it sticks up.
This one fits. One liter.
That does not fit. Oh, wow. It does.
Yeah, but yes, it fits. A little bit longer.
Yeah, it's gonna hit you in the face.
I can honestly say that this is the nicest shoulder strap pouch I've come across. So if you're in the market for a shoulder strap pouch, just get the Waymark Gear one. Other thoughts? I love how slim it is. I already mentioned that. I really love how slim it is. I had no problems whatsoever carrying a full 0 degree setup, hammock setup in this, and a heavier puffy jacket with plenty of room to spare. As usual, it's got so much external storage, you know, water bottles, stoves, food, wet tarps, steaks, everything. So it's nice in that aspect. It's slim, it's low profile. I like that about it. And yeah, it's got the aluminum stays in it as well to help distribute like heavier loads to your hips. Outside of that, the fabric, again, still new to us, the EcoPak, but it is, it's very bomb proof and very heavy duty. So I don't foresee like any issues with ever like ripping or anything like that. Waymark Gear does recommend using a pack liner to ensure, you know, you have proper waterproofing, but I have a tough time seeing how water is going to get through this. Now, if you're hiking in the rain all day long, water finds its way through like seams and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't foresee that happening too much. I don't believe the seams are taped, and that's potentially one of the that's one of the limitations of the fabric actually, and the type of fabric. It's difficult to do that. So this particular pack, you know, after with a lot of rain, you probably get some water in there. Key takeaways: bomb proof, heavy duty, and pretty decent weight for what you get.
Are you making the regrettable mistake of wishing you got the bigger one this time?
No, I mean, if you think about it, I fit all my winter stuff in there.
That's true. Yeah, with room to spare.
Yeah.
You can definitely see how much skinnier that one is.
Yeah.
You know? Nice.
I don't know, like, I think these are like ice axe loops.
They are, and trekking poles.
And trekking poles.
Trekking pole loops and ice axe loops, yeah.
Yeah, but
it works great for the chair.
Yeah.
And I put mine in the Y strap up top. That works good too.
Yeah.
Still waiting on the hobo.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's
can't wait to use them more.
first look at the Waymark Gear packs.
Yeah.
They handled really well.
It's a heavy duty pack.
It's a heavy duty pack, you know, kind of my only, you know, dislike is the weight. That's the only thing you can gripe about compared to our other packs.
Right. I mean, obviously if weight is your biggest concern, then, you know, you're probably going to want to go out there and find something a little lighter. But you know, it's not our concern right now.
And for the types of trips we do in the winter, having a bomb-proof pack really matters. And these things are super high quality, so very excited.
Yes.
And we will see everybody later.
Yep. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.